Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks for joining me. As always, thanks for popping in. Today on Technique Tuesday, we're going to be having a look at a little design using Pan Pastels. Now, Pan Pastels are just a artist quality pastel, but they're in a small round container, and this is just a pan. So a shallow container is a pan. It doesn't have to be round, it can be square. You can get paints in pans which are square. But for these, the Pan Pastels come in these shallow containers, and that's all it means. It just means we've got this lovely pastel in this shallow container. So a little bit about what they are. Come in fabulous colours, and look on the website, we've got the most gorgeous sparkly ones, and this is a coarse one. There's coarse, there's smooth, and honestly, you'll be like child in a sweet shop. To put them on, we have soft applicators. There's round ones and there's chiselled ones. Again, you know what? It's a bit like cooking. Do you gas, electric, Arga? I find the round ones best, but it's really have a play, see which suits you. Now, the first thing I'm actually going to do, I'll tell you which colours I'm going to use. So I'm going to use 3 colours today, which won't surprise you. Again, I'm going for my favourites, but you know what? It's just because I can. And this one is Hands Are Yellow, Orange, again, won't be a surprise, and then Permanent Red. Little thing with Pan Pastels, you get a colour such as, say, orange. And you'll also see that you can get an orange tint and an orange shade. And all that means is that the colour orange with the tint means it's had white added to it. So obviously it will be paler. And if it's orange shade, that means it's added black add to it. So it'll be darker. So that's all you have to remember. A tint is adding white, shade is adding black. And I promise I didn't make that up. Now I'm going to take the lids off these just so they're ready. They do stack. You don't have to have all the lids on. They do screw and they will stack in a big column if you want. But first of all, I want to show you a lovely technique where we get a bit of a resist. And I've come in here, this is just multifarious card, 5.5 inches square, like I like to use. And I'm going to come in with our VersaMark. So this is our sticky ink pad, and we're going to use the Winter Spice. And it would help if I had it straight on my block. And we're just going to ink up with the VersaMark, so that's your sticky ink. Top tip, make sure your stamp is nice and clean, otherwise you end up with a dirty, well, that's not too bad, is it? A dirty ink pad. And if you're anything like me, and I'm so pleased that so many of you have messaged and told me that it's not just me, that there are a few of you like me. Although I'm very surprised you're admitting to it, but bless you. So obviously we can't see, it leaves a watermark. So it's not easy to see, but I think we've sort of got one there and then one there. And this will form a resist when we put our pastel on. I'm going to keep a piece of copy paper underneath my pastel because you will get the odd bit of dust. And I'm going to turn it at an angle just because that's the way I like to work. And try not to get your hands on it. I'm going to come in with my yellow first, and I have a bit of I have 4 options on here, so, and I keep them colour to colour, so this is my yellow, my orange and my red, and that's like my pinky colour. I think that's the Permanent Red tint. So my best way I can describe it is hold it as flat as you can and do a swipe. You don't need a lot, and we're just going to come across our card, and I'm just going to add the yellow at the top. And if I want a little bit more, one swipe and back in with the yellow. And then I'm going to turn it round, and for the orange, again, one swipe. A little tip, I know you probably want to start here with your blending, but I would start down here because you've got the most pastel on your applicator and it will be darker. And then as you blend up into the yellow, you've got less pastel, so it'll just help to blend. You're obviously heading towards, and that will just help with that blending. And then we'll turn it round, swipe in the red. And again, you can tell you've not got a lot of pastel on here because not a lot will come off. If you've got lots at the sides, it just means you're probably overloading your applicator too much. So maybe just put less on next time. And then up into that orange. And I'm just going to come back with this side and just blend over that area. And then last little thing, a little bit more yellow at the top to just warm that up, and then down into the orange. And if I lift that up to show you, can you see we've got this lovely resist where almost like the pastel is stuck more where we stamped in the VersaMark, and I think that just makes a great background. I just didn't want that on my mat. You know what I'm like. So give a quick wipe just in case. Now this background, so many things you can do with it. We're going to stamp some florals. Just for me, silhouettes are perfect for this. And if I bring the wildflowers in, look, they just really pop. And I'm just going to use Versafine Clair ink, and I'm going to start off with the Nocturne. And while I stamp this, your pastel, obviously it is a pastel, so it will slightly rub off. So just to save you all messaging me and asking me, I personally do fix, if I've used a whole area of pastel like this, I would fix my work. And there are lots of fixatives on the market. Some you brush on, some you spray on. And it's up to you. It's just, again, it's personal preference which you decide to use. But there is certainly a great deal of choice out there with fixatives. So I'm just going to do some first and second generation stamping again while I was chatting. And I think we'll call it a day with that one, because I want to bring in, got this beautiful climbing ivy, and again look at the ivy, lovely silhouette, and there's two with this stamp set, a large and a small. So I'm thinking I'm going to have one there and then a little one here just. But what's lovely about this stamp as well is it looks fabulous if you stamp it across the base of your work. So it can actually, it makes a fabulous, what's it called, surround, what's the word, frame, that's the word I was looking for, couldn't spit it out there. Makes a fabulous frame if you want to stamp it. If I show you that on all four corners, such a lovely stamp, so it can be going along the bottom, you can have it hanging down from the top. And then I just want to come in with my fern favourite, as you know by now, the field grass, and I just want to show you how, not just black ink but coloured. So we're going to come in with Glamorous for this, and we're going to add some beautiful red grass. And what I love about this stamp is, look, you can just ink up the top bit and we just get that beautiful. I want to make sure I've not got right at the bottom, because I'm thinking just coming up here, and I'll just have one more. I love that. Now, when it comes to creating a little bit of a sun, we can actually rub the pastel out. So with my circle, my acetate circle mask, look, I'm thinking just there, this is just normal rubber, just rub your pastel. And it will rub out. And I'm just using this to give me, if I tried to do a freehand circle, it wouldn't happen. And you know what? Why would I do it freehand when I've got a lovely gadget here? So if we pop that over there, now I'm just going to give this a blow and a little bit of a wipe with my inky binky. And look, try not to wipe it too much with your hand because you may smudge, but I love that. And if we want to add, so I mean, you've got so many things you can do. Imagine the areas with a finer rubber. You can get white, you can get highlights. We also have these applicators. Can you tell I get excited? I'm like my grandson Elliot. I sort of rush when I get excited. You can tell in my voice. So we have these applicators as well. And this is a gorgeous white. And it's the pearl medium. And again, this I think comes in smooth and coarse. And again, I can go over the area of the moon with that. And again, just give it a bit of a smudge. Now, if I wanted to make a halo, I could bring the area out. It makes lovely sort of clouds, like a mist, if you want to take it across. I mean, again, it's just endless possibilities. You know, the different applicators as well. There are these applicators, and these spare little applicator pockets at the bottom are called socks. And I once did a workshop, and my workshop ladies will be laughing, and I asked the ladies all to bring on the list applicator and a spare sock. Just going to shake my Posca while you think about that, because yes, some of the ladies did in fact turn up with a few odd socks that they got out of the spare sock drawer. Not a spare sock for the applicator. It was hilarious. And you know what? It's moments like that that for me, you know what? I won't be anywhere else other than crafting. So I've added some white highlights with my Posca. And again, if you don't like Posca splats, look away. I'm just going to come in with a few in yellow, just over the moon look and just at the base here. And on the grasses. Now you could add glitter to this. But I've got to be honest, that didn't take long, did it? Now for me, I would let this dry, and then as I say, I would use a spray fixative. But that is totally your choice. Now, I've popped one here on black card just to show you when it's matted, and look at that, the resist. Just adds another dimension. You can really see it glinting there, can't you? So here I've just added the black card and one of the lovely little mini flutterbys. I mean, there's plenty of room as well, a sentiment in black. But this is a sort of card, personally, I would leave without a sentiment until I decided who it was going to. But I need your help, ladies and gentlemen. Now, at the end of this week, we've got our fabulous online extravaganza. So it's all happening on the Lavinia website, the Lavinia Facebook page. Now, the 6th to the 9th is our extravaganza. The open days where we'll be at Ruthin at the shop, 8th and 9th, I'm going to be demonstrating. Now, on the 8th, I've been challenged to make a tag, wait for this, in 5 minutes. So there won't be much speaking, it'll just be crafting. So that's going to be a challenge in itself. But I've been asked to use 3 products, along with, dare I say, maybe some new stamps that might be coming out, but can't say more about that. Shh, Eric, you've said too much. Eric has seen them, by the way, and he loves them. He did try chasing one of them. Anyway, so I can have 3 products, such as an ink colour, a fan brush, a Posca pen. What do you think? So I need some help deciding which 3 products I'm going to use. So if you've got any thoughts, I mean, blue atoll seems to be my favourite colour at the minute, but is it going to be a challenge? Should I use confetti? Well, who knows? Oh, it could be a Pan Pastel. Could be. So if you've got any thoughts, if you'd like to leave me a comment listing what 3 things you'd like me to use on a tag, along with some maybe new stamps, let me know. It would help me make my mind up, because I'll tell you what, as I say, the non-talking bit, I think they might have to gag me, because I think that's going to be the biggest challenge. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope to see you later in the week. Remember, the online tutorials will be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll also be popping mine on YouTube. So you take care, everybody. Have a lovely week. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.